Welcome to another Tech Help video brought to you by AccessLearningZone.com. I am your instructor, Richard Rost. Today we're going to learn about arrays. What's an array? I'm going to tell you in a few minutes. We're going to work more with our random dice roller and learn how arrays work. So in yesterday's video, we learned how to generate random numbers and we made a dice roller function, right? We could say die roll 6. That's a six-sided die. Add 3 of those together. And that's your ability score, strength. We got intelligence, wisdom for making D&D characters, right? But you can use this for anything you want, including boring business stuff if you need random numbers for that. But anyways, this isn't necessarily the most efficient way to handle this information. What if you want to actually save these values so you can do something with it later on, like, I don't know, sort them or add some values to it or whatever. It doesn't really do you much good to just generate it and just put it on the screen. Now, we could set up 6 separate variables, right? Strength, intelligence, wisdom, dexterity, and so on. And then we could put those dice rolls in those individual variables like that. But again, this isn't necessarily the most efficient way to do it. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how to set up an array. We'll make an array called ability score. It can hold 6 values. And each one of those will loop through it. And we'll set those 3 dice rolls into that ability score for that particular value. All right, so this is going to be a developer level video, which means we need some VBA programming. If you've never done any VBA programming before, go watch this guy. It's my intro to VBA video. It's about 20 minutes long, and it teaches you everything you need to know to get started. Also, make sure you understand how basic variables work. Go watch my status box video if you haven't yet already. This is how I like to display information to users in a text box on a form, and I made a function called status box that does that. Go watch my video on random number generation. This was yesterday's video. This is where we actually create that dice roller function. And finally, go watch my video on 4 next loops. These are all free videos. They're on my YouTube channel. They're on my website. Go watch them and then come on back. I'll wait for you. All right, so here's yesterday's database where we built the dice roller function, and it works. It's good. I mean, let's take a look at the code. We've got basically 6 lines here, 1 through 6, right? Where we're just saying for each stat, just generate 3 dice rolls and then just display it. And that's it. But what if I want to hang on to this stuff, right? Well, like I mentioned in the intro, we could make 6 different variables, right? Strength, intelligence, wisdom, and so on. And make those long integers and save those values in there. But that's not necessarily the most efficient way to do it. Especially if you got 100 different items, right? 6 isn't that big of a deal. But if I got 100 items I need to store, well, yeah, then you're starting to get into putting it into a table, which is the whole reason we're using Access in the first place, right? But for smaller sets of data that, more than a few, but maybe not thousands, you can use an array. All right, now how do we set up an array? Well, first, we dim the array. Just like you dim a variable, dim ability score. I like to keep all my variables, including my array names, singular. Now in here, you're going to specify what values it goes from and to. I'm going to say 1 to 6. Okay. Now, you could just put a 6 in here, but arrays are 0 based. So if you don't specify 1 to 6, it's going to be 0 to 6. And technically, you're going to get 7 items. Okay. Normally, I don't specify 1 to 6, but for beginners who are just learning arrays, I like to put in here 1 to 6 so you don't get confused. Because most of the time we think of loops, we think of, 1 to 6, 1 to 100, whatever. You got to think that arrays are 0 based. So if you don't put that 1 in there, it's going to start at 0. So you could put ability score 5 and you get 0 through 5. But let's just go with this for now. All right. Just like a variable, it's going to be as along. And then we need a counter too, because we're going to loop through the list. So X as along as well. Okay. Then we're going to randomize because we're going to be using our random number generator still. And now we just need a loop for X equals 1, 2, 6. And then next, that's our end of the loop. What goes in the middle there? Well, we're going to assign each one of these values, right? So it's going to be ability score X equals whatever you want to put in it, right? These 3 die rolls. Copy, paste, just like that. And now we can get rid of this stuff. Okay. Now, this here just loads the array. All right, we've loaded up an array called ability score with 6 values. Each of them is a number from 3 to 18. Now we can display them to the user in the same way. We're going to loop for X equals 1 to 6, start the loop over. next, and right in here is where we can display what's in each of those array elements. So we'll say status, and then let's just say for now, let's say stat and x and a colon, right? And ability score x, just like that. So stat 1 is a 12, stat 2 is a 16, whatever. All right, let's see what this looks like. Save it. Let's close it and reopen it. All right, click, and there you go. Stat 1, stat 2, stat 3, so that's our x, and there's our values there. And you can keep re-rolling them and get the same values you had before. Okay? But now these are stored in an array called ability score. Now, what if you don't want it to say stat? What if you want it to say strength, intelligence, wisdom, and so on? Well, we can make a second array to hold the names of the stats. Right? Dim, let's call it stat name 1 to 6 as a string. It's going to hold string values. Okay? And then these we can just load manually. All right, so stat name 1 equals strength. Right? Stat name 2 equals intelligence, and so on. All right, there's the rest of them. Now, down here, instead of putting stat x, we put stat name x, like that. And that'll print strength, intelligence, wisdom, and so on, because that's pulling it out of a different array. And now when I run it, boom, there you go. There's your strength, intelligence, whatever. And you could, you could hard code these. You could pull these values out of a table. There's all kinds of things you could do. One thing you could do is you could use the array function to load a value list like that. There's some other things you got to do. You got to change kind of the way you declare this and how you handle it. And I'll cover that in the extended cut for the members. A little bit more complicated than just that. And also, if you want to learn a lot more about arrays, I covered them in more detail in my Developer 21 class. Lesson 4 is all about static arrays, dynamic arrays, redimming arrays, upper bound, lower bounds, all kinds of stuff, loading them with record set data. So I spent a lot of time on arrays in this class. I'll put a link to this down below. Arrays are really good with doing breadcrumbs. Breadcrumbs, you'll see these a lot on websites. These are breadcrumbs right here, right? This is a Developer 21 class, D21. And before that's the developer page, before that's the access page, before that's the courses page, and before that's the home page. So you follow the breadcrumbs back to where you want to go, right? That's called a breadcrumb trail. You can go further, down and back up. If you go to the lessons page, here's the lessons page. And the breadcrumb will take you back there. This will take you back there. So you can keep following it up the list. That's what breadcrumbs do. And this is perfect for an array because you can say, okay, what's your parent? Put that in the array. What's your parent? Put that in the array. What's that guy's parent? Put that in the array. And so I covered that in Developer 21. But that there is going to be your introduction to arrays. I hope you learned something today. Live long and prosper, my friends. I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and post any comments you may have below. I do try to read and answer all of them as soon as I can. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, which is completely free. Click the bell icon and select all to receive notifications when new videos are posted. Want to learn more? Click the Show More link below the video to find additional resources and links. YouTube does a pretty good job of hiding it. It's right down there. See this part of the description here, right? The name, the video's up here. There's a little Show More down there, right down the bottom. It's kind of hard to find. But once you click on that, you'll see a list of other videos, additional information related to the current topic, free lessons, and lots more. And YouTube no longer sends out email notifications when new videos are posted like they used to do. But if you'd like to get an email every time I post a new video, click on the link to join my mailing list. And you can pick how frequently to get emails from me, either as they happen, daily, weekly, or monthly. Now, if you'd like to become a paid member of my channel and receive all kinds of awesome perks, click on the Join button. You'll see a list of all the different membership levels that are available, each with its own special perks, including my extended cut videos, access to my code vault, lots of VBA source code in there, template downloads, and lots more. I'll talk more about these perks at the end of the video. Even if you don't want to commit to becoming a paid member and you'd like to help support my work, please feel free to click on the tip jar link. Your patronage is greatly appreciated and will help keep these free videos coming. I got some puppies to feed. But don't worry, no matter what, these free tech help videos are going to keep coming. As long as you keep watching them, I'll keep making more, and they'll always be free. Now, if you really want to learn Access and you haven't tried my free Access Level 1 course, check it out now. It covers all the basics of Microsoft Access, including building forms, queries, reports, and more. It's over 4 hours long. You can find it on my website or on my YouTube channel. I'll put a link down below you can click on. And did I mention it's completely free? The whole thing, free, 4 hours. Go watch it. And okay, a lot of you have told me that you don't have time to sit through a 4-hour course. So I do now have a quicker Microsoft Access for Beginners video that covers all the basics faster in about 30 minutes. And no, I didn't just put the video on fast forward. But I'll put a link to this down below as well. Now, if you like level 1, level 2 is just $1. That's it, $1. And that's another whole 90-minute course. Level 2 is also free for paid members of any level, including supporters. So if you're a member, go watch level 2. It's free. Okay, want to get your question answered in a video just like this one? Visit my tech help page and send me your question there. Members get priority, of course. While I do try to read and respond to all of the comments posted below in the comments section, I only have time to go through them briefly a couple of times a month, and sometimes I get thousands of them. So send me your question here on the tech help page, and you'll have a better chance of getting it answered. And while you're on my website, be sure to stop by my Access forum. We've got lots of lively conversations about Microsoft Access and other topics. I have a fantastic group of moderators who help me answer questions. Shout out to Alex, Kevin, Scott, Adam, John, Dan, Juan, and everybody else who helps out on the site. I appreciate everything you do. I couldn't do it without you. Be sure to follow my blog, find me on Twitter, and of course on YouTube. Yeah, I'm on Facebook too, but I don't like Facebook. Don't get me started. Now, let's talk more about those member perks if you do decide to join as a paid member. There are different levels: Silver, Gold, Platinum, and Diamond. Silver members and up get access to all of my extended cut tech help videos, one free beginner class every month, and some other perks. Gold members get all the previous perks, plus access to download the sample databases that I build in my tech help videos, plus access to my code vault where I keep tons of different functions that I use, the code that I build in most of the videos. You'll also get higher priority if you do submit any tech help questions. Now, answers are never guaranteed, but you do go higher in the list for me to read them. And if I like your question, you got a good chance of it being answered. You'll also get one free expert level class each month after you've finished the beginner series. Platinum members get all the previous perks plus even higher priority for tech help questions. You get access to all of my full beginner level courses for every subject. And I cover lots of different subjects like Word, Excel, VBA, ASP, lots of different stuff, not just Access. These are the full-length courses found on my website. You get all the beginner ones. In addition, once you finish the expert classes, you get one free developer class per month. So lots of training. And finally, you can also become a Diamond sponsor. You'll have your name or your company name listed on a sponsors page that will be shown on each video as long as you're a sponsor. You'll get a shout out in the video and a link to your website or product in the text below the video and on my website. So that's it. Once again, my name is Richard Rost. Thank you for watching this video brought to you by accesslearningzone.com. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something today. Live long and prosper, my friends. I'll see you again soon.